Welcome back to the channel. Today I thought about telling you all about what I use to pretty much help me to stay into ketosis. And ketosis is basically a fat burning mode in the body. Like I told you before, your body burns fat, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And the goal is to eliminate carbs to a bare minimum, meaning that within a day's time, you don't want to consume no more than 20 grams of carbs a day. And the way that I check to make sure that I am in ketosis, which is my fat burning mode, is that I use these ketone test strips, which you can buy at Walmart, Walgreens, any place like that for about 10 to 12 bucks. And this right here take all the guesswork out of whether or not you're on par with your diet, because it have different levels of fat burning that you're in, which is basically different levels of ketosis, which is we're gonna call fat burning to try to keep it, simple. And this right here, as you can see, there are different deciliters or milligrams, whichever one you want to do. And anywhere from 15 to 40 is like your small to moderate amount of fat burning mode that you would be in. And if you can, you probably would want to get into the large area of fat burning mode, which is like 80%. That's pretty sufficient. But if you are in that level of ketosis, you would find yourself probably losing weight pretty rapidly, and you want to keep an eye on everything. Not only do I check my level of ketones in my urine, because like I said, these are urine strips. You urinate on the end of the strip, and within like 15 seconds, the strip changes colors. And you match the colors up, like I said, on the side of the vial, and it'll tell you what level of ketosis you're in, or basically fat burning mode you're in. Not only do I use this, I also use a blood glucose meter, which is something that a diabetic or something like that would use. But, it's nothing that's going to hurt you, but it allows you to determine how much blood glucose you have. So I also keep an eye on that. And I like to keep that within the 80 to 90 range of milligrams of blood glucose. And at the same time, I also keep a check on my blood pressure. I'm one of those type, when I do something, I like to go all out. I like to, as far as the blood glucose, that's a word that always get me. Blood glucose, that's something you really don't have to worry about, but that's just something I do extra. But as far as the ketones in your blood, you want to keep an eye on that, because you are basically checking to see whether or not you are on par with your diet. And you can tell when you are in heavy ketosis, and you can tell when you done fell out and you start back burning carbohydrates, something that would basically hinder your weight loss. So the fats and stuff that you would want to eat, these are the things that I would want to eat when I'm on a ketone type of diet. We're going to start off with vegetables, because a lot of people want to ask you about vegetables or whatever, but you like eating green peas, kale, things of that nature, pretty much anything green. But I buy these little packs of, I think I got what I got up in here. Okay, this right here is chopped spinach. And these little things right here is stuff that I get from Walmart. And I just find it easier to count my carbs out when I'm eating my green leafy vegetables. And this pretty much like a half a cup of spinach. And you're looking at total cup of carbs, this is about 3. But you want, like I said before, you want to keep your carbohydrates per day down to 20 grams a day. And that right there, within about 7 days of starting the diet, it'll take about 7 days for you to go into ketosis, your fat burning mode. And once you get into your fat burning mode, you want to make sure that you maintain that 20 grams a day carbohydrate intake. And it's like I said, I buy these little packs right here, which makes it easy. You just put them in the microwave, heat them up. But you got green peas in little packs like this, broccoli. You got everything you can get in these little packs, would make it pretty easy. And a lot of your healthy fats would come from your oils, and you would want to use your vegetable oil and things of that nature when it comes down to frying whatever it is you want to fry. If you're going to fry or whatever, if you're going to bake, you're going to bake whatever. But the meats and stuff will be fish, chicken, steaks, things of that nature. And then you want to eat pecans. You want to check on the back of the pecans, how many pecans you can eat, how many carbs are in them. Pecans are like some of the lowest carbs as far as nuts are concerned. But I buy the packs of pecans that's pretty much like this right here too. So you can look on the back of the packs, and it makes it easy when you're counting stuff. Whenever you're consuming protein, it's not about consuming as much protein as you can, like a lot of people say. It's about not consuming more protein than the body weight that you would want to be. For instance, if I want to be 230, you know, it's like what they say, 1 to 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So I normally would eat about 200 grams of protein a day to match up to the body weight that I closely would want to be at. Now, you can actually eat a little more protein than that, but my thing is I always like to have a deficit because I'm always aiming toward to get smaller. Once you hit your weight, once I hit my weight of say 230, I would actually try to go below 230 to about maybe 210 because you're going to always have that fluctuation of body weight. And you want to have like a slight buffer where you can pogo back and forth between 210, 220, 230, somewhere up in there. You know, I would want to go 210, 15 at the lowest to 230. That way you got like a 15-pound buffer. So if you want to kind of slim up a little bit for the summer or whatever, you can have that buffer, that back and forth buffer that you can deal with. And you cannot be so tight on your diet all the time. And every now and then it's good to come off the diet, you know, but after you've only gotten used to the diet, which I think, which is probably a couple of months. So that's something you would want to kind of stay on your diet for at least a couple of months to make sure that you've gotten used to what it is that you're doing. And you have to always be aware of sugars. If you eat mints or anything like that, you want to be sugar-free mints. If you're going to drink a Coke, it got to be a Diet Coke. You have to always be aware of sugars because those sugars would actually push you out of your fat burning mode very quickly. But the longer you own it, you would bounce back fast and go back into ketosis again. But you want to kind of, when you're trying to get to your goal, you want to kind of, you know, sustain from as much sugar as possible. But anyway, that's what I want to talk to y'all about. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button. Also, I'll be talking to you later.